There's two things I want to cover quickly, just for chat. The winner of this game will indeed be playing Ubersexuals, and that will be coming up straight away after this. Like, we might have like maybe a 5-10 minute break, depending on how quickly Ubersexuals want to start. But the map will be tonight. It will be after this, and also Tech's back. Is that actual Tech as well?
I think so.
Yeah, I assume so.
Links.
Well, yeah. So we didn't comment on it really last map. Do you think the Tech's absence was pivotal, or do you think it wouldn't have made that much difference in the grand scheme of things?
I wouldn't say pivotal, because there's kind of too much hypotheticals there. Like, I don't feel like it was a DM problem or even a coordination problem. So much, it's just, like, the mids were so...
Hello?
Kaidus, you're cutting out.
I was saying the mids were so decisive, and I don't think Tech would have had a huge impact, because it wasn't really like a mid for pockets or soldiers. It was really just everyone getting crushed by Ribble. It was kind of like a one-man show on mids, and I don't think one soldier could have done anything about that. But like Tech surprised me at I-52 by just how much insight he had into the game. So I wonder, would Tech have kind of helped them strategically to approach the middles in a different way? Because you saw toward the end how the middles changed.
Yeah, I'm not really sure with the LBC team who is the voice. Who is?
Bull is the caller, but I mean, medics in this sort of mid, medics don't get the best impression of it because he's kind of stuck in ramp room. He just doesn't really have a clue what's going on from the medic's perspective. Whereas a soldier jumping in would see a bit more and get a bit more insight. And I think like if they'd made this decision faster to change the scouts, and we were still on the Golden Cap, they went back to this kind of one scout wingering to the crates. But if they kind of started switching up their scout position earlier, I mean, these mids could have been a lot more even for the rest of the game. It just so happened that it came too late to salvage anything other than a Golden Cap.
I just want to say as well, it looks like Tech tried to join the server to see where he's at, sort of technically, lol. And it's looking like Board's going to keep playing. A massive shame for LBC, and just everyone really. Tech's such a great player. It's really a shame for him not to be able to play in this final for just technical issues.
Yeah, it is a pity, and it's going to put LBC at a bit of a disadvantage. I think possibly particularly on Badlands, which is going to be a map where they just go into autopilot mode. They know exactly how to play, and it's going to be about their team synergy. And the fact that Tech's played with these guys for so long and has developed all of this team synergy and knows exactly how everybody plays, playing with a Merc on a map like this is going to put them at a bit more of a disadvantage, perhaps, in my opinion. Also, just quickly, we did have a giveaway competition going that past map, and we've sent our resident potato calculator admirable onto the issue, and he has come up with a figure. The total damage over the entirety of that second map, CP Granary, was 51,328 there by BK, who managed to pick it up, and the person who won that giveaway is Dorian Boss. There are a significant amount of extra S's on the end, so I felt like I really had to.
Yeah. Just in case you mix them up with the other Dorian bosses with only 1 or 2 S's at the end of their name.
Yeah. And he got 49,450. That was his prediction. So he is the winner of the professional killstreak kits. Thank you everybody who put in a prediction. Feel free to predict about these maps and the other upcoming ones, but it doesn't win you anything.
We are live right now. This is the deciding map in the ETF2L Season 19 semi-final between BK and LBC. It's Badlands. Tech is out, but Board is in. Rib and the rest of BK are on red, LBC on blue. Rib is slower and an X onto middle. It's been a while since we've seen that. But it doesn't seem to be that much early damage. Here comes the aggressive bomb, straight into house. Bull was the first pick on mid. Lots of pressure on Knutsson though as the flank wraps itself behind Rib and Knutsson. Knutson's going to try and run out, but he separates himself from his team. What is Knutsson doing? He's made a frag easy for the 2 scouts here. One of them's going to get cleaned up, and Zebo is on the hunt. Zebo probably won't give this up easily, if ever. He's waiting at that door, and I think the scout's just going to run all the way behind.
Meanwhile, on mid, T-Mac is thinking about contesting against AMS and Rib, but not actually going to bother. What's happening with Flippy behind?
The whole team's chasing him.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Oh, he's dead. Rest in peace, Flippy. So on that mid fight, both of the flanks were playing around the shithouse area, and they both did fairly well. But BK absolutely brought the pain. Zebaside destroyed Exxon, and then Zappas came flying in to take down Bool as well, and they just rinsed them.
Yeah, I feel like Knutsson's falling out there was a crucial mistake. Like, he was with Rib, and he had other players who were pressuring House. They weren't directly with him, but they could have got with him by the time the, like, Flippy and Flip actually ramped up any aggression onto them. But instead he just tries to run away, save himself. I guess the F2 play, but I guess it just highlights how much better F2's timing was. But actually the soldiers throw onto Bull. Bull on 19 health, he's going to surf onto the balcony and hold it. Confident from Bull.
Bulls of steel.
Punt counter. But yeah, great from Bull right there, and I imagine we're going to see a counter push now with Zappis going down for that. Really nice work from Bull. And it looks like they're just going to try and sort of strong arm it through choke right now, clearing the stickies, board leading away, trying to get onto the demo. Knutsson's going to have to try and catch Rib. Rib's so deep, nice catch by Knutsson, just about does. T-Max on no help whatsoever. They're going to flood through choke right now, so much pressure. Not a whole lot of damage really though. They do get the T-Mac pick and they're going to keep chasing. All the French players in the same position right now, getting absolutely crushed. Exxon down, the cap time has started, and the remaining players from LBC just need to fall back.
Yeah, they're all the way back on last. Flippy's going to be running a defensive sniper from that back left position. Zappis dropped to a sticky trap on top left. They're not able to really capitalise on damage that he did to Exxon as well. The Uber's going to be fairly similar, but with a slight advantage, but not enough to push out with. And they're just going to be hanging around this general area. He's walking through a sticky trap though. Oh, it is blind debt, I think, just a little bit before Bull goes through it.
Oh and wow, Zebo.
Zebo just man modes it in.
Yeah, Exxon was trying to make his way onto balcony, and just when it looked like the aggression was pretty good, well timed from LBC, Zebasai just catches Exxon without any support, gives him the little juke around, and just forces him back on left, and expects an Uber push now with this point being so open. Scout is going to run on it. Wow, the steal per P.
That was a really nice play from BK, honestly. Rib and Knutsson were just baiting from main. They started sticking in the point, and when you see that, you kind of expect a soldier to come from main or something like this. I didn't see where the scout came from, but they were all like the French were expecting it from main. They were all expecting it from main. He just snuck in somewhere else, and they couldn't coordinate in time.
Yeah, P with the clutch capping right there. Rib again dominant on back speed, dominant on middle, going to force Exxon back on balcony, but he just go down there. Let's see if he's done enough damage to open this up. Zebasai and Zappa's going to get one up. Exxon is absolutely isolated in this valley area. LBC, the combo stuck in house. The scout in valley will pick off AMS, but he's forced back really far. And the scouts are going to continue to go aggressive. Soldiers getting through onto Bull. Zappis is going to finish that one. He's going to get another one. P should finish his soldier as well. There we go, 2 for P in that cleanup, and all of them cleaned up right there. Really strong punishment there from BK.
BK pushing it all the way forward. They knew that they had to really push them out at the midpoint there and go for the frags and then come back for the point later on. And they did it to perfection. Zappis is going to meet up with T-Mac here. They're just going to be trading. What on earth is T-Mac doing? I think T-Mac may have had an invisible player or something. He was kind of looking around as if he couldn't see Zappis. That was very strange there. But he does go down. No roamer on the field.
I think T-Mac might have well had problems there as we go into this. Pause? Maybe, actually, no, it's 90 seconds in the future.
No, that's 90 seconds in the future. Flippy's in trash. He's got his sniper rifle trained onto Knutsson. If you have a look at his point of view at the moment, it'll be very interesting to see how close he is to absolutely doming Knutsson and dropping him.
Knutsson is amazing how he can wind himself up in these situations, because Zappis, you see Zappis on Spire, just now looking at Knutsson, he's just peaked right of Spire about 5 seconds ago before Knutsson took up this position on Stonebridge, and he's obviously called sniper in trash. Yeah. And now he's looking off the left of Spire and probably saying, what the fuck are you doing? Because your medic has just walked in this sight line, and that's kind of, if Knutsson dies here, it's going to be absolutely tragic. Because the sniper has been called literally 3 seconds before he's walked there.
It's pretty ridiculous, and Flippy, a great sniper. I don't know whether he is going to be able to hit this shot, but certainly you're not going to be giving him an opportunity to hit it at the very least. Like, you should be making it as difficult as possible. And this isn't an uncommon spot. It's not like he's been caught out wildly.
It's not quite random, is it?
No.
I think we're going live soon, so get your bets in now in Twitch chat whether Knutsson will get away with it or if he will drop horrifically for, I don't know, 5th? 6th time tonight? He pops!
Oh, he pops instantly.
Drop or pop we should have played. Flippy's going to get forced out. He will get picked off as well. P has to sacrifice his life for it into a nest of stickies.
But I mean, that's a very cheap force as well. They didn't really sack anybody there apart from the sniper, and it's not like there was any pressure on Knutsson. He just walked in the wrong place, so he had to use.
Well, the overall pressure of the grand final is, or semi-final even.
Of course.
Zebasai tries to make a play. I'm not sure if he was sacking for an off-class, as the rest of his team is all the way back at choke. I guess they're expecting a push, so I won't be surprised if Zeba comes back on sniper for this one. To make it really difficult. Nope, just scout. He was literally just going for a play.
AMS is looking like he wants to bomb in on that balcony area. It does drop down. He's going to force the Uber out of Exxon. He pops it onto board and Uber out of Bull, sorry. Exxon's gone so far forward! What an incredible air pipe onto Knutsson to take him out. Huge plays by Exxon. That was magnificent. That was ridiculous.
Magnificent.
Magnificent.
Alright. They're going to keep this push going as well. Looks like they want to come through house. Board trying to lead the way. Flippy's going to get a pick. They're going to lead the way in here. There is still one scout Zebasai duking around house, but he's going to run into a buffed Flippy's going to deal with him. Really sort of passive spam from everyone else. Rib might even get caught out by this scout right now. Misses the pipe. He could have done with hitting that one. But scout's actually, Flippy's got nothing loaded.
Oh, that was unfortunate there. I felt like Rib should have definitely gone down in that situation.
Yeah, he's going to get away with it, and this is going to be crucial for the Spire defense. They do have a uber disadvantage, but that demo will help them survive. But actually, Zappis sort of goofs his jump up onto the medic at choke, and is going to have to go all the way back. And they've sacrificed a lot of position right now. They do give a pick on Flippy, and it looks like they're just settling for a forward hold. 30% behind, they're trying to buy time. Lots of spam on main, the Uber will be forced. Exxon's just walking to last, though. He doesn't just about meets up with Bull now and gets the flat. But Knutsson's getting pretty close, lots of pressure on him by Exxon. Exxon's going to surf it around. He actually ends up getting killed by Board in the end, Knutsson. But they might be able to clean up all these players. AMS getting free so far. Buff Soldier coming through main, but he's somewhat isolated. He's going to get pressured now. AMS is going to spam him back, but there's another scout, I think, either coming from bottom left, maybe he's thinking about it, but Zebasai is already pushing him back instead. Ooh, Flippy wins that.
Flippy wins that nicely and stunted any further aggression out of BK. They're running a defensive pyro, but Flip... Oh, no, Flip... I thought he was going to try the spy play, but he doesn't. He was just taking the forward spawn or something. I don't know what he was doing. Maybe just considering the spy play, but decides not to. No crits being used by either team. Nothing, no shenanigans like that going on, but a huge Uber advantage here for Bull. And they look like they're getting ready to push bottom right, actually.
Yeah, it's going to be... It depends if they do go around it, because otherwise it'll be a lot of this defense is going to be on what P can do to sort of reflect them back. Here they come top right, straight into P. But, nice work from her P right here, completely denying the Uber. They're trying to rotate around the other way. P's just locked them down, not even gone down in the end. And we makes it look easy, doesn't he? Uber disadvantage, no problem. Now AMS is going to try and push. Sorry?
Server reservation will end in less than 10 minutes.
That's going to make a really interesting 22 minutes left on this map then. As the Uber comes out main, AMS is trying to find the damage, but the players have kind of scattered and a scout has snuck behind through all of this. I don't know if anyone's on last. Soldier's racing back, but the scout might just cap it. Flippy going to get on the point, 17 HP, P gets back in time, but he's distracted them, and now there's a soldier on last. He juggles the soldier away from the point. T-Mac's going to get it, wow, 3 HP remaining. Zappis did damage, but the jump from T-Mac was just perfect in terms of like getting himself in between Zappis and the point. And just ruins that push out from BK.
Big play by him to draw it level at 1-1. We're going to be going into our third mid. Exxon about the same speed as Rib, but playing a lot more defensively. He's anticipating the aggression coming out of Zappis and AMS. He reads it quite well. Bull getting juggled just straight up into the air, lands it in a bunch of stickies as well. That's the med down. T-Mac's going to come in, try and trade for Knutsson, but Knutsson is just going to be able to surf away there. The only player left alive, Exxon, he's going to get chased down by Zebasai, who manages to pick up a 3k on that mid.
Zebasai is going for more as well. This is definitely completely unnecessary for Zebasai to hide on last with such a big Uber advantage, but he's going to do it anyway. Scout spawns, Flippy checks it straight away. Waste of his life there from Zebasai. It'll be interesting to see if that comes back to bite them, as they're posing to go in from bottom right already. Looks like a soldier and a scout push. They're going to get in this scout for no, they're just going to let the scout run behind. They're going to focus towards the point instead. Sticky's going onto it. Really not too much a cheat. Nexon might go down eventually, but they lose one. Not a great Uber from BK right now. They've got a lot of damage out of it. They might be able to save it. Zebasai's coming in late on the respawn. Going to one-shot Bull. He's still dancing around. He's going to take on this soldier now as well. Misses for shots though. Can't get the soldier. Had an opportunity to get a few cleanup frags, but I feel that was like a massive, just a massive mistake from BK there.
A bit of a problem, but it hasn't put them in a really bad situation. I feel like they're going to be able to defend this Spire attempt pretty easily, and they might even get a pick or two out of it. Oh, it looks like LBC are really committing quite hard to this. This could be a really poor choice by LBC. Exxon doing quite a lot of damage actually, and does pick up the frag on AMS as Flip comes and gets one on Zebasai as well.
going in off that. Scout's coming in as well. He's above him. Exxon has not hit any of these pipes. He actually hits the last one. Sets it up for Flip. Exxon will go down, and I believe Flip will go down as well.
Devilman is now a roaming class.
But meanwhile, Rib is roaming behind and gets Bull. Rib not willing to be outstaged by the French, well, Romanian demo. Nice headshot as well in trash. AMS. It's a frag show right now. Exxon writes in chat, don't forget to extend.
Yeah, Zebasai is on Spire at the moment. He's in that bottom right area. He's just... Oh, God.
Flippy. He's got bottom left on lockdown right now, Flippy.
Flip's
going
on
to take
well.
on this soldier.
Yeah, Flip's running a counter spy, and he's currently walking up the stairs onto this balcony area. Going to be dropping down the drop down and see what he can do. Is he going to aim to go behind?
He's got cloak and dagger, so he's got all the time in the world, literally. Like, but they're walking up to Spire, and this is going to put Flip about as far away from the medic as he can possibly be.
Yeah, really, he needs to be inside at this point because he's going to find it very difficult to make his way towards the medic and get Knutsson before he gets that Uber charge. It's going to be about 5 seconds before he gets the Uber, and Flip needs to somehow make his way up behind him. Where is Flip going? He's off on an adventure.
Well, Knutsson's dropped down the other way. They're checking for Spy like mad, like a lot of shooting the floor. Flip comes around at just for worst time. Zebasai's going to take an app pick. But this has kind of delayed BK, like, they tried to walk up the Spire, they took a bunch of spam, they dropped down, had to search for the Spy.
Well, it's definitely given Bull his Uber.
Yeah, they're going to Uber in through main here to jump top left. They're going to force the Uber and get out, but not a lot else. In fact, they lose P. And I don't be surprised if LBC want to go aggressive pretty quickly after this. Soldiers forced out main, they look like they're trying to open the door. They're still trying to hold on to top lobby, but they don't have a lot of presence there. And as soon as they spot this, I imagine they're going to push out. AMS is trying to make his way through bottom right, but he's caught off. Zebasai is going to get caught off as well. AMS now in top lobby, so he's going to run into the entire combo. Two pretty easy picks for LBC. Is going to Q-ness push out. They do have P on sniper though. Not seen that one before. Soldier's going to jump balcony. He's going to get picked off by Zapid. Be interesting to see if P can land anything here to put a spanner in this push out. A spanner in the works of this push out, not just a spanner in this push out. He had a shot though, got the scout. And now it looks like pretty much even Ubers.
They want to be moving forward here though. They've got a fair Uber advantage actually. It's about 20%.
Oh,
AMS
wow.
is going to get absolutely rinsed as he tries to make some room for his team. But Rib's going to be able to come around the chug. They do have that big Uber advantage to play with. They've got 15% advantage, but Bull might just get caught out here. He's on 95%. Not really meeting up with anybody. He's now connected to board. He's going to be able to get his Uber, but the rest of his team has all died in an effort to get Bull's Uber charge up. And they're going to meet up with Zebasai as well. Zebasai's going to nicely meet up with Bull. Might force the Uber. No, he goes down to 30 health, but stays holding on to that Uber charge. There was a possibility that Zebasai could have dropped him there, but Bull's got the confidence.
You had to resist the pun so hard.
I really did.
He really should have dropped him. It's the second or third time we've seen that from Zeba as well. He's had this opportunity to frag Bull, and Bull, like, I don't know, Bull's got his number today. He's not even popping, like, let alone dodging. He doesn't even care, it seems, anymore.
Yeah, Uber will get forced off now from a double soldier bomb. AMS will get out, but Zappis won't be so fortunate. They will recap Spire, double scouts on it. He is still on sniper throughout all of this. And after that cap, LBC are going to get straight back and just set up for an Spire defense. It might be slightly more difficult with P on sniper. Zebasai will have to be the point scout getting that cap time. He will have to resist the urge to go for plays during this push, but they seem to be taking their time. They know they've got a massive advantage, just going to wait for these respawns.
It'll be interesting to see what they can do here as Zebasai is just kind of slowly making his way forward, but he's going to get spotted by Flippy and Flip, who are all just waiting, hiding, ambushed in resub, but they don't actually manage to get the frag. Zebasai escaping on 15 health. They're they're now having to deal with Zappis and Hairp, who've gone aggressive on the other side on Spire. They get him at cap time. They do manage to pick up Flippy as well. Zappis going to go down in his attempts to cap there, but juggling Knutsson up in the air as AMS tries to hit that air shot there. Does get cleaned up by Board as he goes down into lower lobby. The Uber charge forced out of Bull and the rest of LBC. The counter Uber comes out of Knutsson, but it's a lot better for them. They have lost all of these players though. They're in a 5v3. And as Zebasai pushes forward, desperately trying to do something with the tail end of that Uber, they are not going to... Oh, I'm just watching what's happening at Choke as well, as Flip had an opportunity to make something happen, but he was a little too low on health.
Yeah, Knutsson escapes from the Exxon chase, but I feel like the scout now, I can't remember if it was P or Zebasai, really should have killed Bull at the end of that Uber. It felt like they had enough time and enough of the Uber left to finish the kill, but Bull just kind of jukes out of Châteauroux and then Exxon hits his pipe and it's all over. And now they're trying to get aggressive at this choke point because of a sniper. They come through Haunter and choke at the same time. Zappis will go down, but he sets up the frags for his team. Exxon's still trying to pump out the damage. Meanwhile, when there's a double flank from Haps, Soldier behind on Knutsson. Knutson's not going to surf at all. T-Mac's going to get that frag pretty comfortably. T-Mac's going to get Zebasai as well, but he's too weak to jump. Now the scout's up top, pressuring him. Soldier's on top as well. AMS will kill Flip. T-Mac has no help, and AMS is going to get the easy kill on that one as well. Meanwhile, it looks like Rib's taken some forward ground to put up some forward stickies as well. And this has been a really long round. We're down to 30 minutes left and it's still 1-1.
Yeah, it's a very tense thing. It's been pretty back and forward, but BK have been kind of in the aggressive... They've been in control of it. I don't really want to use that, but they've been holding on to mid for the majority of this game, I think, and really been knocking on LBC's doors. AMS is actually hiding to maybe go for a back cap or something. Yeah, he's going to be going in through main now. He's going to be fighting T-Mac on this last point. I don't know who's going to get the better end of this, but LBC desperately trying to put some time on the point. T-Mac is going to be able to defend his last point as well. So LBC are going to be able to cap off the Spire. They've got the pick on Rib as well, thanks to Flip. And they're going to be able to pile through this choke point.
Yeah, Rib really committed right there to try and make the block work, to give the opportunity for the back cap to happen. So with T-Mac holding last, it meant Rib's sacrifice was in vain. And now we're going to see equal Ubers, but with Flip down, it looks like Zappis wants to go straight through choke, juggled in the air, going to surf it all the way through, straight on top of Exxon. Exxon will have to be popped up, but they might lose both soldiers for this here. Oh, nice from Knutsson to get in, save Zappis. But they lose Zebasai as well, and they're maybe overextending here. BK, Rib and P come together, but there's a scout behind them. P really needs to hit this scout. He doesn't kill Flippy in time. Flippy will take down Rib. Now P and Knutsson just need to get out of here. They're completely outmanned. P goes forward to try and save him. Exxon's going to jump. He doesn't have a lot of health though. The arrow misses him narrowly. Exxon only on 60 HP, and Knutson's going to get out, meet up with his soldier. But they're back on mid, and for the first time in a while, LBC have a real chance to take this middle.
Yeah, they do, and Ribs just spawned, so there's not going to be any stickies anywhere, no area control on these choke points. AMS jumping forward to make a little bit of room for his team. Zappis also coming in. They're going to be able to take off Flip. A lot of damage onto the BK soldiers, but they're still kind of hopping around there. AMS goes down, and Knutsson's gone down to a flanking Flippy. Flippy came up behind and did pick up that Swedish medic, and the counter Uber coming out here from Bull. He stays alive, is able to pop off his supercharge, but a lot of BK have kind of dispersed and been able to set themselves up for an ambush afterwards. Zappis does go down as he tried to get the flank off. Hair P picks up the frag onto Board, is now going to be going aggressive onto Bull. Bull on 5 HP. Oh, but nobody was watching him. Bull was just left alone in the house there.
AMS is going to come through as well. Just a lot of damage onto the scouts as well as the Demoman frag, but can't land the final rocket. Both scouts will survive, but they got what they wanted really. And that's Bull down, and now they just need to look after Knutsson for a little bit, but the aggression's starting to come. Soldier's going to launch in. Air shots are attempted. Knutsson's going to surf down, but there is now a scout right behind Rib. They know he's there, though. He's going to run into a respawner as well. A lot of trouble for Flip right now. Can't make the play. And that's going to put them 2 down in this defense, and I guess they're just putting all their hopes on the Flippy sniper right now, but Flippy's looking the wrong way. Now he's not.
AMS going really fast, trying to get the aggression onto Flippy. Flippy hits him with a no-scope there as AMS flies through the air, trying to get aggressively onto him, but that's kind of broken their defense for a little while, as LBC back off, dealing with an aggressive Zebasai in upper lobby who does mince Board, and then comes in to take down T-Mac as well. 4 players only left alive for this defense. Exxon manages to get a pipe frag onto Zebasai, and they've got Hairpea capping the Spire. So it's a 4v3. They're getting all the frags here. Only Bull left alive. 2-1. That was such a long round, but BK finally come out on top.
Oh wow, T-Mac with this is pure effing luck, effing stairs. Maybe it's getting to T-Mac slightly. Things aren't quite going there. 2-1 down with 10 minutes left. Obviously there's still plenty of time to go, but they had problems, as many teams do, with Rib on mid. Rib again getting pretty dominant, but it's a valid rollout from LBC. They're stacking for shithouse. Here comes the big sulfur bomb, trying to get Knutsson, actually goes all the way behind. LBC still quite defensive in Valley. Soldier's going to rebomb now. Lots of damage onto BK, but really none of the frags are being finished, and LBC never really seemed to have a foothold in that mid, kaidus.
Yeah, I don't know what their strat was. Were they in Valley? Because Exxon was just standing on the point, like, they lost 2, Exxon was alone at the point and got wrecked, and his entire team was in Valley, like, a complete, like, mashup, man. I don't think they had a clue what they were doing any more than I did.
Double mix time, like...
It really looked like it, it really looked like it.
Yeah, like Board and Bull were in Valley. Board jumps in, takes some damage, gets some damage out, jumps back in after meeting up with Bull again. But yeah, either way, Bull survived, and they do have Uber for this last.
Shall we have a look at the team comms as they go towards this Uber v Uber exchange?
Why not? Let me tab.
Die?
No, they have it. They have it.
They're gonna take snipe again.
They're pushing up on me.
Solid weak, solid down.
Shield down. They took a low.
Yeah, we're right
under
under
it.
We can go, we can go.
Solid strass. Solid spirit.
We don't see them.
Solid
Yeah.
right.
Go to the mid.
Bob, medic
Medic
bottom
60.
right.
Scott 100.
We're pushing bottom right. Anyone?
Solid lobby. Solid down, nice.
Wait,
I'm going main.
I need help.
Yeah, I'm
boss.
coming bottom right.
I'm running main now.
Stick is blown.
Scout
Got
50.
scat
Solid
down,
on me
nice.
right. I'm gonna
Someone go point.
Free up.
Demo 50.
I'm down.
Soldier.
Them hiding around the corner to the right on the floor.
He's getting healed. Just run.
Get out, just get
Run,
out. Yeah,
run,
get
and
out.
fire. Hold
Just
fire.
kill him.
Are they spawning?
Sebam.
As Zafis said, just kill him. Please, P. Just kill him. I don't know if in the end, in the long term, if they were going to go for that, I guess they weren't expecting the exchange, but if P was on scout, that could have been a very different fight right there. But as it is, the push out is going to happen. So just trying to go aggressive onto the Bull, going to get him down to 50 health. But AMS gets finished off before any more damage can come. And now they're pressuring them at choke, BK in a precarious position, have to get out of it before they get caught. Bull is nearly on Uber, and it looks like Board and Bull want to go house straight away with this. Riv with stickies on the train. The Uber's going to come out early, but Knutsson's positioning should be good. Exxon goes really deep though. It might not matter how far back Knutsson was. In comes rest of Exxon, gets both of them before he gets taken down. Exxon with a game-changing bomb right now, really opening this up for his team. If the counter-aggression comes out, Flippy's got the denial, and how important was that kill, those kills from Exxon?
Just ridiculous, the ability that he has to completely change a fight. It's such a different style of Demoman to the one that Rib is playing, and the one that everybody else is playing. What are you giggling about?
Zebasai went behind for a back cap, soon realised there's not enough time at all, so just goes and spawn camps Exxon and is now behind the whole team, trying to pull them all back. Exxon's got another few seconds added. Zebasai will go down. 22 seconds for Zebasai, and that seems a little bit harsh, Badlands. 40% on the defensive Uber from Knutsson, but they do have P. Last time LBC walked into this Pyro and had worst time of their life. It looks like they might prefer to go from main this time though.
And they have to use their Uber. It's going to be Board and Exxon. Happy's still doing a pretty good job at blocking Bull off from the rest of his team. He's going to possibly catch Exxon. Exxon's actually hidden above the point. He does get flown onto the point there, Bull, as Exxon drops down from his position. Only Zapis remaining alive as the scouts, Flippy and Flip, just pistoling him from long distance where he can't do anything about it. And I feel like the positioning from Exxon was so strange, so unorthodox to take the Uber and just go straight into the little tunnel there, and they just had Flippy and Flip causing havoc on the high ground. It really worked out well for them.
Yeah, because Exxon dropped to the point, I think his timing was pretty good on that drop. Like, it pulled everyone to the point when at a time where they didn't really want to be. Really opened the door for the scouts. So now they go in, early aggressive bomb right now to the demo. Zappa's going to get the early frag. He's going to go down, lots of pressure onto Rib, but Zebasai and AMS are doing a lot of good work to keep him alive, and there's a scout flanking him right now. Rib is ready though, gets 100 damage straight on him. Rib with a read on Flip, I presume the call came in. And that frag along with the board frag complete a full wipe. Dominant mid from BK.
Yeah, LBC are doing so badly on these middles. I don't know whether they've won one yet. They've just been crushed on them all. And I feel like they really need to mix it up. Try some different strats. Try something else. Because the current thing that they're doing where they go up their slope and just have Exxon playing passive and choke is just absolutely getting countered so hard by BK. And they're winning. They're crushing them on mids.
Yeah, now they've moved into top lobby here, BK. They take a lot of damage, but they should be okay. Knutson's actually going to pop early to avoid any risk of dropping. Not in this map. They're going to force him off top left, but other than that, they've not achieved a great deal with this loop. Here comes the repush. Knutsson going to have to get out of there as Rib's completely totaled down. The scout's still in, but this fight is all over. Knutsson commits with his saw. That's a weird decision to say the least. Only Zebasai left on 40 HP, going to get their health back. He's going to try and play for the back cap, but they surely know it's coming. Flippy again on bottom left, has Zebasai's number in that position. What's going wrong for BK on some of these last pushes, kaidus?
It's just really poor, like, there's no real, I don't know, they just seem to Uber, they feel like they've won before they go in, you know, they pop in, they shoot, there's no, like, proper point focus, coordinated point focus. I mean, it's kind of like Uber advantage pushing last, like, they're not getting hard denied by a pyro or something, it's not like that kind of, you know, really clutch kind of gaming, they're just fucking it up, basically, like, it's as simple as that. Beefing it, mate.
During his repush as well, a really weird sort of series of events happened where a soldier tried to go aggressive on Rib, Rib air shot him. Bull tries to come forward, I think it's forced, and tries to come forward to help him, but meanwhile the player's died, so Bull just commits and tries to go for Saw. Meanwhile the point is actually capped. We're still in the extended version of this fight right now where Knutsson survived and they're still trying to make their way up. Exxon's going to get picked off. And as the dusk starts to settle, it's looking really good for BK, especially now as Rib jumps aggressive in. Soldier's going to try and block the point, but T-Max all alone on this defense really. He's going to be forced back, Board's going to be picked off. T-Mac actually escapes, but now a full Uber for Knutsson. Let's see if they can be a little bit more structured with it and
Zebasai just absolutely took a big shiny turd on T-Mac's chest there. That was ridiculous. He destroyed him in that balcony area, and they've got all of these picks as they stream in. If BK manage to mess this up, it will be ridiculous. They have got this one in the bag, surely. T-Mac spawning Board and Flippy, they're just not able to do anything to stop the tide there. But that was such a strange fight around Spire, as you said, and it eventually goes in BK's favour, and they're now 3-2 up on this final map in our best of 3.
Yeah, LBC almost masters of their own downfall here. Let's go to the comms for this clutch middle with 2 minutes left.
Shoot us.
Solely väl.
I'm down. Something to 100, something medic to 100.
I'm dead.
Solid down. Second solid
We're
down.
winning.
Demo medic, demo
Nice.
medic.
Only demo medic.
Oh, we're winning.
I'm on point.
Focus demo.
Come on, we.
Only medic. He's Hunter. Nice.
Simple side.
Oh shit, wrong gun.
I don't know what Knutsson is doing. The rest of his team is doing a great job of winning this semi-final right now.
Oh, you're winning, nice! It's just my favourite quote ever from a team
The
com.
players come from underneath, and Knutsson sort of warning sirens go off. Full comms are just Knutsson shouting how they're underneath. Meanwhile, the rest of his team have got it under control and, you know, fragged 4 people. Knutsson's already left before he realises they're winning. The middle is claimed, they punish him hard as well, and now they have an Uber advantage. They will lose Rib to T-Mac. T-Mac sort of catching Rib isolated there with a nice play.
They've used in upper lobby, they've used their Uber charge, they're going all the way to last. It's completely open as well.
It's going to be interesting.
That's never going to work.
4-2,
4-2, only a minute left.
Yeah. Wow, and that's it. BK with a comeback, they complete it
Brilliant.
right there. They put it beyond LBC's reach, and I said on Fully Charged earlier, I really didn't think, I thought of all the games this was a bit of, not quite a nothing game, you know what I mean, but this is the result I was most sure of, sort of, you know, LBC beating BK, but BK, after getting absolutely crushed on Viaduct, bring it all the way back, and just earned themselves a spot in the ETF2L Grand Final Season 19.
Absolutely ridiculous players from BK. They didn't let the tight previous games that they've had. They got absolutely crushed on Viaduct. It was incredibly tense. It was so close on Granary, and they just seemed like they walked into this map with a completely fresh a fresh outlook and were able to storm through it. They had it was very close at the beginning, and then they just kind of pulled away a little bit. Just as it got to kind of the 20-minute mark, the last 10 minutes, they just really pulled it away, and they were having some phenomenal mid-fights, and they were able to convert that into rounds.
In the last 2 maps, I think, let me get the golden cap up as well, but I think, including the golden cap in the last 2 maps, Zebasi's dropped over 70 frags.
That's utterly ridiculous. Like that last mid-fight
72
there,
in an hour and 7 minutes.
That last mid-fight, not the one that just happened because we weren't casting that because it was kind of dead time, but the last mid-fight that actually mattered, Zebasai got a 5k. It was just ridiculous. Like, LBC had all the better butts and was screaming, they're underneath! And then Zebasai just comes out of nowhere and kills 5 of them, and it was just mental. So, having an absolute on-fire game. So I think they'll definitely have the momentum and the positive mental attitude that they need to go into this grand final game against Ubersexuals.
Kaidus, I think we are joined by a special guest, but before we go into that, Kaidus, tell me your sort of final thoughts of that series.
Well, just want to look at Badlands quickly, because there's a few things I picked up on that I felt deserved a mention. They're putting up the most bizarre stats I've ever seen. They're 8 and 12 with their 8k damage, but unlike Viaduct, I felt like he was having a really big impact here, and this is a textbook example of why logs mean fuck all sometimes, because Rib was in complete control of almost every middle. Exxon, on the other hand, pumping out 11.5k damage, 370 a minute, 28 for 25, but was nowhere to be seen on middles. He might as well not shown up. Really, really, really poor performance from Exxon on the middle fights, and they were really, really decisive. I mean, this Badlands game should have been comfortable for BK, don't get me wrong. Like, the failed last pushes, Zebo dying on last, like going for the plays when no plays were required, as you quite rightly stated, CX, and just some other car crack pushes that really had no right to fail as hard as they did. Like, I'm not sure. Let me quickly see how the mid-fights went down. The mid-fights went down 7 mids to BK, 0 to LBC, and that is not something you see every fucking day in a close game. Really, that is incredible. And like, the aggression from Zappis, Exxon out of the fight, Rib spamming down on Valley and controlling everything. I mean, there was that one mid we had the comms where Rib just kind of got crushed and Knutsson started screaming like a girl, and then he said that you won, good job. But like, I mean, how bizarre. Like, I don't know. Exxon was just nowhere to be seen, like, just hiding around shithouse, so slow to middle. I don't know why he was rolling out choke. Like, that's 2010 TF2. If you can't go house and you can't compete with house, then go balcony, drop down to Valley. I mean, we know he's an unorthodox player, but it really wasn't working. But Zappis also, I thought, had a really strong game on the middles. Like, Exxon kind of seemed downhearted by the end, but before then, Zappis was kind of all over the medic and the demo Zebo as well. So I felt like this could have been a 5-0 really, but just some like bad sloppy plays made it closer than it should have been.
Just on the logs, I know, like you said, logs isn't everything, but T-Mac putting up some really mediocre numbers. For, you know, we kind of bigged him up before, and he's sort of a quintessential roamer in Prem this season, you know, maybe other than Rising, he's really the sort of standout, been there, done it before kind of guy, and not just in the logs, he's not put up the numbers, he's not even put up sort of the damage numbers, and I don't remember, like, he got maybe 1 or 2 Knutsson picks, but I don't remember too many sort of big plays from a French roamer.
No, and it was a game that really required a lot of him as well. Like, I can't fault him for not carrying his team, but I mean, they lost every middle. They were on the back foot almost. Like you said about midway through, that BK had been in control and they had capped middle for most of the time. And I was in complete agreement with you. I didn't bother speaking up, but I mean, there was really bizarre stuff going on. Like, they waited on an 80% advantage before pushing, and failing a push did BK. So for T-Mac, this was probably a really difficult game because, I mean, forces don't show on the logs. I'm sure he had a lot of forces because they were really, really on the back foot a lot of this game. And I mean, on mids, Rib was just so dominant again. Exxon was shut down by Zappis and Zebasai collectively. So for T-Mac to jump into this with Rib denying the scouts and the flank of BK denying Exxon any presence, what can T-Mac do? He can jump in and he might hit glory rockets every now and then, but this game asked a lot of him and can't really fault him, I don't think. I mean, maybe I didn't watch too much of him, but that was the impression I got from the perspectives I was seeing.